again, it's on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's your favorite podcast to watch weekly with the best pundits in the land. It's your man, Dominique Superstar, and this is once again Opinionation with the ill panel. Please give it up for Jamila Richardson. Yes, y'all. Yeah, present. Your man's traversing from coast to coast, Elliot Young.
Yo, what's happening?
In the place to be. Your girl that has just written a screenplay with me, all the way from Kamak Street, the 4900. Give it up for Sandra Greer. Sandra Greer. Put the proper pronunciation on things. They call him the Black Tsunami. I like to call him Black Son I Am. Kenny Kendall Mickens.
Peace to the people. Peace to the people.
And last, but of course never least, the Lyran, the Anunnaki, Negus man, Hassan McCullough.
Peace and salutations.
Yeah.
Lyrans.
And he was playing with my motorcycle today in Beverly Hills. He tried to act like he's about to get that work.
Whoa.
He tried to back up on my motorcycle today, playing games.
God.
Pause.
Watch yourself. Yeah, pause.
Oh.
Okay, so we're back.
What the heck?
And we have an interesting topic this week. This topic, I don't know. It might get all of us in our feelings just a little bit.
Oh, shoot.
Just a little bit. Because Kanye made a statement years ago that was somewhat controversial to the melanated community. You know, Kanye, he's always making crazy statements. Shout out to him. But the topic of this week's Opinionation podcast is, are we all slaves now? Silence of the Lambs. Jamila like, I ain't no slave. I ain't been, what you mean? What you talking about, Willis? I ain't no slave. Are we all slaves now?
Yeah, because I'm not.
We're going to start with Mr. Opposite himself. Kendall Mickens, are you a slave now? Are we all slaves now?
Define what you think is slave.
You really? That's what we're doing?
I got to go there.
Okay, well, slavery in the United States was officially ended with the ratification of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution December 6, 1865. The amendment declared that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. So supposedly the concept of slavery was ratified, eradicated, I should say, back in 1865.
That was a stall tactic.
But the question is, did they flip it in 1865 and say, all y'all niggas are slaves now? Take this social security number, this birth certificate, because we're going to track all of y'all every day, every year, and then pay this company that's not even a part of the U.S. government called the IRS, pay them every year. Are we all slaves now? Kendall Mickens, go.
I'm going to use the word tethered. We've tethered ourselves to different things, whether it be mortgages, consumerism, relationships.
Oh.
We've definitely, I don't want to use the word enslaved, but we've definitely tied ourselves down to quite a few things that we hold close. That's what I'm gonna say.
That's a nice way of putting that we're all slaves now. Okay.
Yeah.
Elliot Young, are we, listen, Elliot, you're a well-to-do man. You traverse the globe, the nation. You're doing big things. But I mean, you know, more than likely, you still have to maybe pay a mortgage, maybe some property taxes. Are we all, I'm talking about everybody. Is the Indians and the as they say on TikTok, the white tea people, is everybody a slave now?
Yes, we are
I'm
slaves.
gonna follow what Kenny said. I'm
Oh.
right along with him, with what he said and how he described that, articulated it. Yes.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
yeah, I'm right along with him.
So in other words, the relationship is slavery. This woman,
Yeah.
Well, the relationship, that's different because you can walk away. You have options in a sense, but the mortgage, you still can walk away. But I'll have to think about that a lot more because the consequences could be the same because of family court. If you divorce your wife, then you're enslaved to the debt you owe her alimony. So
cheaper to keep her.
yeah, so
Oh, God.
yeah, I'm right along with Kenny on that.
Okay, Miller,
I
Miss
mean-
Richardson, are we all? I'm talking about you, your mama, and your cousin too.
We all slaves to something to some degree.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I guess.
This is
But when you first said it, I'm thinking slavery like a bad thing type of thing. Like I think the church is a slavery. I think the
Ooh.
church is a plantation.
Ooh. I didn't do
Just
that,
saying.
Kenny. I didn't do that. Jamila did that. I didn't say
Why
it.
you say him?
Everybody
I ain't
has their
talk about
opinion, dog.
him.
She said the church is the plantation. Whoa, that's a whole nother show. The church as a plantation is bars. What do
I
we do?
saw that either today or yesterday, and everybody
Oh,
got their
really?
opinion.
Miss Greer, are we all slaves now? I ain't talking about just the melanated folk. I ain't talking about just the immigrants that work in the fruit fields, picking cherries and whatnot. I'm talking about the white collar worker. Are we
Yeah.
all slaves now? Can we get out of this? Are we all slaves now?
I think everybody is a slave to something. I wouldn't call it a slave. You can call it like back in the 30s or the 20s. I think it's just like we contracted. Everybody has a contract on them
Contract.
for something. Slaves was like a contract. They was bought and sold back then. They were bought and sold, and when you were sold, that was what that's where you were. You were with that family. You were bought or sold. It was a trade.
Yeah.
And I think that at this point, in this modern day time, we all are bought and sold at some time. Either we're a slave to the job, to our children, to our spouses.
You sound like you describing the NBA draft just then.
It's like it's a contract. So I wouldn't call it a slave now. It's a contract. You give them your what is it, your I-9 when you have a job. You're signing something.
Yeah, you are.
You're signing something to get something.
Submitting.
Back. You are submitting yourself to get something in return.
It's wild. It's wild. Okay.
And I think religion is a slave, period.
Ooh. We got two for religion.
But
the
It is.
plantation.
And she's right about it. Absolutely right. I'm definitely a slave to my God.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Yeah, religion.
So
religion.
I got no argument with that.
It's a
Let's
contract.
let's go to the
it's something to
Lyran.
belong to. It's the same thing as a job. You are committing to that what you believe in. A job, you are committing to getting paid, and religion, you are committing to whoever God that you believe in, and you want something out of it. And what do you want out of it at the end of the day? Christians want to be caught up in whatever other
to meet him in the end.
him again or her again. They want to meet Mary. Everything is what can I get? What can I get from it?
You better preach, Pastor.
So it's all the same to me.
All right. Let's go
That
to
makes
the
it
Lyran.
transactional. I don't know. I wouldn't say when it comes to religion, I don't think me per se is a transactional thing. It's more so of a love. That's it. Like I'm not looking for anything in
You're
return.
looking for love.
I'm not looking for it. I'm not looking for
You're not
the
looking
love
for love?
in return. I'm not doing it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So your
You don't
religion
want
can't. So
you don't want to be in the
You
bosom of
don't want to
Allah.
feel that love. So what are we? So what are we doing? At the end of the day, what are we doing? What are we doing when we join any group?
You're just selfless with it. You just give love. I'm not looking for anything in return.
course
I
you
don't know
are.
how to
That's why
make
you
that make
joined.
sense. Like that's like giving. If I'm going to help you, I'm only helping you because I'm looking for something in return. I'm not looking for anything in return. What I would say if I'm looking for anything, it would just be clarity on how to navigate this world. That's it.
But you yourself said slavery is like religion.
You're
Religion
just a
is like
slave to your
a
religion.
slavery.
I could exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
I
looking
can
for
All right.
be.
something in return.
Okay.
But
And
I
We're gonna
just
figure it out.
said that I don't look at it as a return thing. Her definition of slavery is a contract because you're looking for something in return. I am not. Slavery for me in my mind is I would die for my religion, point blank, period.
Well, look,
That's a
at
slave
least
to that.
Sandra's looking for something in return. Basically, you a slave and you ain't getting nothing.
I'm looking for I'm looking for the promise that my religion told me that I would get. I'm looking for the promise that he gave
Yeah,
to
that's
us.
why people
Hallelujah.
join religions.
That's what I'm
Hallelujah.
looking for. I'm looking for the promise. I'm not into it. I'm not going into a religion because I want to hear you talk or this one talk. I'm standing on what was promised to me. So
Hey.
if that's transactional, then that's transactional. But that's what I'm standing on. I'm standing on the promise that God has for me. If I live this way, if I do this or I do that, or I preach the gospel, I go out here and give all the love, whatever He asks me to do, and I do it, I am definitely looking for something in return.
So when you don't do those things, then what are you looking for?
But that's what repentance. I'm looking for Him to forgive me. So I feel like I'm gonna always be looking for.
You're always looking for that
I'm
return.
gonna always be looking for something.
I need that return.
Don't do those things like in my job. I might be looking for Him them to fire me or give me something extra to do. But when it comes to my God, I am definitely looking for what He has promised me.
I respect the honesty on both parts, ladies. Now,
Yeah, because I'm not. I'm just not.
Can we move out of the solar system just for a second? Can we move to the Lyran?
Hold on. Here we go.
Dude,
Mr. Negus, man.
Ain't nothing for us to say where we go on this. Go ahead. What's up, man?
No.
Are we all slaves now, Negus, man?
Yes, based on the 14th and 15th Amendment, that's why we're slaves. Based on our birth certificate, which is traded on the stock market, and our CUSIC number, birth certificate, we are actually slaves. We are actually commodities on the market and stuff. We are actually the
commodities.
We're the money. We are the money.
Like pork bellies?
The country went bankrupt back in 1933. Okay. And so they took the gold out and made us the currency.
Uh-oh.
The people are the actually real currency. So we're the actually banks. Our social security numbers is actually
we're the products, is what you're saying. We're the product.
We're the products in the bank.
Oh,
they're
boy.
able to do stuff based on us and our social security number. Like when we go and get a car, it's only able to happen based on us writing down our social security number then that's when we're able to make things go. The bank, there's no money at the banks at all. So when they say, hey, we're giving you a deal, no, you're the one that's making things happen, but you don't understand that. And so you give your rights away when you sign these contracts, and it goes to the bank now because you gave it over to the bank. And
So,
like,
Hassan,
even when
I
you
don't
buy a
want to
house,
interrupt you. I don't. I
go
I
ahead.
I want to interrupt you
Go
for a
ahead.
minute. I want to ask
I know
you,
you do.
how does that,
How's that
besides
what?
what the government, or what you're pointing at the
No,
government
it's
for,
not the government.
I'm asking you, how does that pertain in your life to your practical everyday life?
What do you
What are
mean?
you enslaving yourself to? Because what I feel
Well, you're
like,
not
Dom, is that,
necessarily free. You get taxed. Okay, even if you pay for a car, right? Then you
again,
have to pay every year for even after you pay for it, you have to pay for registration. It's like buying a couch at home
No.
and then paying registration for the couch that you bought. It doesn't make sense. You have to
what
pay
No.
every year for a
what
couch that
what
you
I'm
bought or a
hearing from
refrigerator.
you is you're telling me what everybody else is doing. I'm asking you,
No,
what does
wait.
Hassan's practical everyday? I flew in from Lyron. It cost me a certain amount of gas.
Don't do that.
I went
Don't do
from
Aren't you?
that.
But aren't you going away from the topic? Because I'm not enslaved because I took my name out when I changed my status.
Who?
I'm
that's
not
what
in
I'm not
I'm not
hearing.
in the
I want
system
to
like
hear
that.
how does I what does it pertain to you? Not y'all. I want to hear some I out of you.
Y'all. That's a rap song.
The Buster Rhymes side of the
You
game.
bust a rhyme on this motherfucker. So I took my name out of circulation. I do not use my name. I use my business name, which is We Juice. Okay. I don't use any part of my name at all. Cause I don't want I took my name. What did I do? I changed my status. Instead of being black, I changed my status to indigenous. Okay. So
Now
I'm
let me
not
ask
under
you
those
then, when you say
status.
you change your
Let him
status,
land, Kitty. Kitty, let him land. He tried
but
to answer your question.
Hold
but what I'm
on.
asking is, when you say you change your status, who do you change
Yeah.
that with? Do
Kitty
you
is an interrogator.
no, what he's saying leads to a new question, because if you're saying I changed my status, is that with a government agency? Is that
It's
with
what it's on your birth when you click when on your birth certificate it says black, right? Or whatever says black.
no,
That's
my birth
me. And
Kitty,
certificate doesn't.
Kitty's birth certificate says nigger. Go ahead.
Stop it, dog.
I love him.
My
He
birth
knows I
certificate
love him.
don't say nothing like that.
He
It
knows
doesn't
I
say
love
black on
him.
my birth certificate.
what does it say, Kenny? Then
I actually haven't looked at it in a while, but I don't never remember reading black
so
or
how the hell
anything.
you gonna say what it says when you
It
said
because
okay?
it
My
never
bad.
had
My
it
bad.
on there.
And it
I
doesn't
mean, I
have
can go get
race
it,
on there.
huh?
Huh?
It doesn't
It,
have race on your birth
yes,
certificate.
it does. Yes, it does. It has race on your birth certificate.
Maybe the original one, but I just looked at mine and it doesn't.
Okay.
I
So
don't think I had it on the original one.
okay.
Well,
Well,
you done
I
made
don't
it
know.
go
I
get
thought
it.
about
status
that one that they were getting from the hospital. I don't know. You know, the
that
one
one. That's
the,
a that's a That's a so you're not birth, you're born. So the birth certificate, it has nothing to do with you as a person, it has to do with you as a corporation. Damn, that's too much talking. That's too much to tell you guys.
Hey, don't do
But
that.
well,
Look at
well,
Jamila face. Look at
That was
Jamila
a lot
face.
of fancy
Cause he
schmancy
Jamila
always
words.
going
face
all
don't
the
What
way
do you
lie.
around and
mean when you
yonder.
say you're
Like he
not
always
birthed,
got
you're
to be so
born?
perfect. Like he's not
I'm
a
not being
slave to
perfect. I'm
maybe
just
like
telling you that the fact
watching
that the stuff
TV.
you're
He's
not
not a
born,
slave to like
you're
having
not
sex.
birthed,
You're
you're
not a
born.
slave to your company.
Hold
Like you're
on.
not a slave to something. You do something
So
outside of trying to give us
so
1900 codes.
so you've never heard your parents say or your mom say, I gave birth to dot 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 dot.
No, but that's an indoctrinated word because we're not birth, we're born. Birth
Well,
has to do with the
listen,
Admiralty law. All the
listen.
stuff has to do with Admiralty law. I'm trying to tell you, the bank, when they talk about the bank, they're not talking about the river banks. That these all word codes and stuff that we use because we're actually a currency. We're
Hold on,
out to sea in the
hold
current
on.
Kenny,
stuff.
let him land. Like he didn't filibuster your
Hold on. I'm not
inaugural,
filibustering him. I'm hearing a lot of word salad.
but
I heard
you
I
gotta
heard
let like
banks and then I heard
I'm
riverbank.
interested in the information, and you are really just chopping up his
But
dissertation.
Kenny has never heard any of this stuff, and I
That's
give him receipts by
one.
going to say, I tell you, Doc, this dude, what's the name, Tariq Bey, he talks about all this stuff, but you won't go and listen to it. So how would you know this stuff if you
Because
didn't listen to the dude I gave receipts to that
hold
talks
on.
about all this stuff?
One, I like to filter out a lot of things. So when
Well,
you tell me, when you start talking about banks and then river banks, I need you to explain that.
I'm talking about admiralty law. That's why they're able to do
Admiralty
business in
law,
America.
maritime
Admiralty
law.
law, based on the stuff of water, is based on the law of the water and the banks. That's what all this stuff has to do with, because they
But
can't
that's
do
actually
business in
true,
America.
Kenny. Like I know that to be fact too. You can
Hold
go
on.
look that up. The
What
law
I'm saying
is
is
based
some
on
shit need
maritime
to be
law.
corralled, dog. When you just let everything blow you like the wind, pause.
Pause.
I don't usually lose when you just get moved around.
Why do y'all do that?
Jamila.
I have fun with it. I don't actually say that pause bullshit.
Again, you are
But
filibustering that
I'll be
man's.
I'm not
like, oh my
filibustering it,
god.
Dom. All I'm
It's,
asking is
he's just
you ask the
asking
question.
questions. It's cool. It's
You
all
ask the
right.
question, and all I'm hearing is y'all don't know this, and y'all do this, y'all do that. I want to know, how does your practical day, what moves you?
Okay, so what do I get up in the morning? I meditate. Okay, I do 100 push-ups. I stretch. I go and make juices to go sell to my people that I serve juices to. I don't have a job, and I work
And he
for
rides around
myself.
Beverly Hills. I can attest
And
to
I'm right
that.
around Beverly Hills. I don't really report to anybody. I do my own thing. I
Hold
go and
on.
run at the track. I just finished running at the track.
But would you
I don't.
say if you don't sell your juices or do your walking in the earth with your feet and your
Wow.
shoes off,
Wow.
that your day ain't right, or you've made that a ritual, which kind of
I
sounds
connect to
like
myself first. I do everything to connect to myself. I don't
What does
go
this
and
have to
connect to
do with
anything
whether
else.
we're slaves now or not? That's what I'm trying to figure that out.
well, you haven't
Kenny, you
defined
are
or put a
filibustering
parameter
us
on.
into a whole nother
No,
conversation.
I think he got a point, because I go and connect to myself. I don't go and chase no money. I connect to myself first. That's the first thing that I do.
Okay,
I
then you're a
connect to.
slave to yourself.
Oh,
Okay, I guess I'm not.
You
That's
just
where
Am
I
I
went
a
was
all the
slave to
way
circling
around the
around
myself, or
to.
board
am
to
I
say
free
you
to
a
create
slave
my
to
own
yourself.
reality?
That's
You
where
a
I
Am I
was
free
slave
to
to
circling
create my own
around.
exercise.
reality? Because I don't think I'm a slave to myself, because I'm free. I create my own reality. A slave don't create their reality. They live off something else.
Hassan,
They
can you
don't.
do me a favor
Yes,
and
sir.
try to wrap up, but go back to the whole status scenario where the birth certificate and or the social security number is traded on the stock market. I'd like to hear that. I'm sure some young people would like to hear that too. What's that all about?
Well, based on us being birthed in the hospital, they got your social security number when you got birthed in the hospital. You got a birth certificate being birthed in the hospital, and they put you on the market to be traded based on your QSIP number, which is actually on your birth certificate is your QSIP number that they trade on the stock market. So we became a corporation based on us names being in caps. When you look at your driver's license, your name is all in caps, which is a part of a corporation. You're dead in the eyes of the law. You're out to sea. You're dead.
So is the
Okay.
corporation the United States of America?
Yes, that's one of the corporations.
Is that why there's a president here and not a king? Because
Yeah,
companies have presidents, yeah?
because we're in a corporation. We're in a corporate status. We're in a
Oh,
corporation.
oh.
You
So,
know.
like, could you look up the corporation of the United States and
Yes, it's
when
gonna tell
where?
you the address in Delaware and stuff. It's gonna tell you
Oh,
United States Inc.
so you
in
know that
Delaware. Here's the
too.
address.
You know that
Yeah.
too, huh?
Why wouldn't I
And
know
we're
that?
the actual products, like the
We're
human
the people are the
beings
products.
are the products of a company called the United States that has a president and not a king or
And they
an
got a
emperor.
bond. Your bond in your QSIP number, they trade you in the stock market. You already have money already attached to your QSIP number. So when you go and buy a car, they take it from your bank, the money that's in your QSIP number. and then they charge you again and stuff based on you paying them. Then they file an insurance claim against if you're gonna pay or not. So they get paid 3 times and stuff, basically.
Okay.
So
All
people
right.
don't, whatever. Go ahead.
No. I mean, I just wanted you to be able to land that because I know that there's some validity to some of the stuff you're saying, and it needs to be heard, whether Kenny likes it or
But
not.
It's
but
not what
you
I like
just
or not. I was
as
asking
I
to
said,
corral some of that shit.
you can listen. You can set Tariq Bey talks about all this stuff. He's been talking about this
Taj
forever. That
Tariq
post
Bey is his name.
Tariq Bey. He talks about all this stuff, and you can get your money back and everything based on you filing 1099s on your bank. Like when you go to the bank, every deposit you have in the bank gets that money every year because you don't file a 1099. For every deposit you make, you're supposed to get your money back from every deposit you make in the bank, and
That's
the banks
crazy.
get that money.
1099. Somebody go try to do that.
1099A or 1099B.
Let me go to Elliot real quick. Elliot, you back with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. So check it out, L. Are you free?
Well, I would like to think I am, but technically, you have obligations to other things. So, I mean, if you're a parent, you're not necessarily free. You're obligated to your children.
Oh.
So, there's obligations there, but I wouldn't say it's slavery, like I was saying. It's dependent on the definition. But slavery is what we know. No, I'm not. But as far as slave to work, slave to make money, slave to a system, there's validity to that. Yes.
So it's kind of like slavery 3.0.
Well, no, not 3.0 because you're not getting beat across the backside in a sense. So,
In a sense.
Are we not getting beat across the backside? Because there's 2 people that get shot and get killed.
Nah, you're not getting beat. It's totally different, Hassan. So, no.
I don't know because I didn't live during that time. All I just know what they say. I don't know. To be
Okay. Son, are you free, lovely lady? Are you free?
Am I free?
Are you free?
Totally, probably no. I'm free from a lot of things but I totally no. I'm not free. I'm not free from this job and this overtime.
I love the honesty. We're about to get somewhere tonight because the honesty is about to rule the roost. I love the honesty.
I feel like I'm free when I don't have to pay no taxes and no more bill and don't have to work. Then I'm free. I'm free from that. Financially free.
Yeah.
But I have obligations.
Yeah.
I have children.
Yeah.
That are grown.
Yeah.
Still ain't free. I have grandchildren.
Still ain't free.
Still ain't free. So yeah. So I'm still shackled.
Got it. No, I like it. Kendo Mickens, are you a freeman?
I'd like to think so, but I've definitely volunteered myself into different situations.
Oh, so you free out? You free?
I know. I said I'd like to think I am, but again, like Sandra said, we put ourselves in situations. We have family obligations, so the more you sometimes think you free, the more there are things that say no, you're not.
Well, what way do you think you're free?
I like to think I'm free to think what I want, to do what I want, go where I want. But those come with, hey, did you get a passport to go here? Did you get some countries require you to get what the hell was that I had to go get like you had
visa.
To go a visa. So you'd like to think, hey, I'm free to go where I want, do what I want, get up when I want, but the bills I've decided to take on say, hey, listen, it might be time for you to go to bed because you need to go and manifest some of that bread to pay me.
So let me challenge you. Let me challenge you real quick. You said you're free to think what you want. Are you free to think before Christianity was invented? Is that a thing that you would be free to think? Can you free your mind enough to think and go back to Kemet and get some other information, or are you just not interested in that? Your thinking won't allow you to go there.
Your thinking can go where you want. It's where what I choose to believe.
We talking about you.
I just said that. I'm free to think what I want. I'm free. I'm free to choose what I want to believe in, what gods I choose to worship or follow
Or not.
or not or not. Some people don't adhere to any religion, whether it be or any god or any entity. So there's that. So it's what you choose in your heart.
Can you be a religious man and free at the same time? If you're a religious man, don't you have to follow a doctrine?
You can, but you willingly do that. That's
Free
that free will.
Free will, right?
That's that free will.
Free Willy. Okay.
Free Willy.
All right. Be out here.
Unpause.
Jamila, what does freedom look like? What does it look like? What does freedom look like? Have you ever known freedom to be able to articulate to me what it looks, smell, tastes like?
Yes.
What does it look like? I'm listening.
Freedom looks like peace.
Ooh.
That's what it looked like. When I come home, or not even home, wherever I'm at, I bring peace. Laughter is freedom. Being able to love who I want to love is freedom. Spend the money who I want to spend
we know
the
who
money
you love
on.
now. Hold on now.
Oh my God.
Maybe some
Being
of that
able
freedom
to
needs to be
spend
taken away.
money is freedom. So yes, absolutely. I am absolutely free. I'm not shackled to anything, really.
Do you think you can have a functioning society if everything is free?
Uh-oh.
Well,
If
hold on. What you
everything
say?
is
You
free,
can't have a function.
Y'all heard the man.
Do you think you can have
Yes.
a functioning society?
Hell yeah.
yeah, it
No.
used to be like that. It was
No.
like that
It
at
used to
one
be
point
like
in
that.
time.
What you talking about? There's no control. Oh, hold on. If you have a function society and everything's free, then you don't control the people. You only control the people with
It
the
wasn't
money.
free. It was
Yes,
bartered.
it was. Okay,
Or
so
you
everybody
did-
was able to
It was
barter
free
with
if you did
something.
it for yourself.
People had everything to barter. Everybody has something to barter. Everybody.
Yes.
But that's not freedom. Hey,
That's
listen,
yes,
I
it
have this.
is. Yes,
Freedom
it
is
is.
I just walk in, grab your 5 fishes and walk off.
You
But-
bartered
And
it.
then I just grab you by
still
your
do
neck
business.
and walk
if I
off.
walk up, grab your 5 fishes and don't say, I'm gonna give you these 5 foxes.
Kenny, you can do that, then I have the freedom to grab your neck and wring it.
Then that's not freedom.
We all free.
That's not giving me that peace that Jamila just talked about.
Oh, you'll
There
be
you
peace.
go.
It'll be peace in the valley.
Oh Lord! After that shot
Listen.
rang out.
Yeah, you will be peaceful.
But
Peace
who's to
out.
say you the only one got peace?
So, Hassan, you saying that we can have freedom
If we
without
went away,
rules, without law.
if we went away from the money system, everything would be free. You got to get away from the system if you really want to be free. And people, I don't know if people really understand that.
How do we get milk tomorrow if everything stops? Like who's
people
selling
just-
milk?
Okay, hold on. What if people say we ain't spending that dollar? We ain't doing none of this shit no more. What are they gonna do?
Yeah,
What they gonna do?
What will we do? I'm
No,
asking you.
what is the government gonna do? They gonna say, you gotta spend this more? Like, nah, we just gonna go in and just take everything. They can't stop everybody.
But what about when there's no more on the shelves? Then what? Ain't no more toilet paper on the shelves.
Then obviously we gotta make stuff for
using
ourselves.
leaves?
Let me ask you this, Dom. Hassan, do you drop that weed juice in people's hand, or do you put that in a plastic container and take it to somebody?
He said, do you drop it in their hand?
It's in the plastic container.
So that plastic container has to be made. So if someone says, I'm not making any more plastic containers.
Only reason why I do weed juice is stuff because to get paid. I don't want to work anymore at all. I'm gonna tell you that to keep that truth. The ancestors know I don't want to work. I want to be
Here,
free.
here,
So I
here,
want to be under
here.
this
Maybe he just
construct.
squeezed the juice in their mouth, Kenny. Paul.
I wouldn't do this anymore at all. I wouldn't
I don't know
sell
if I
juice
Look
to
at
trust him like
people.
Sandra.
that.
Look at Sandra's face.
I
I
don't know if I
wouldn't
can trust him like that. I
I
don't know if he
wouldn't
knows
sell
the formula.
juice. I wouldn't sell juice. I'm just telling you that right now. I wouldn't sell. I would go out in nature and have people go hike together and stuff and kumbaya.
What would
That's
you
what I
eat?
do.
What would you
Well,
eat,
how would
Hassan?
Fruit. Because they got fruit trees. Remember the trees used to be fruit on the trees? We used to eat it as a kid and stuff. They don't got none of that stuff no more. Why
And
they
if
do that?
everything's free, you could just get some fruit off the tree, is what you're saying.
But you know, do you guys know that all the trees and stuff, the fruit trees are masculine trees, they're not feminine trees anymore, for they won't bear fruits? Did
Yeah.
you guys know that?
Okay. No,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
What does that have to do with freedom?
The milk, because you can go and eat food for free. You can go and
Because
eat
it's
food
masculine?
for free. No, the
No.
trees.
To make you
First
to
of all,
make you buy from the stores.
they make you buy from the store. You can have fruit for free. You don't have to pay. You wouldn't have to pay for it. Herbs for free. You wouldn't have to pay for it. You know.
And isn't the company, the seed company? I'm gonna think of the name. Monsanto's.
Monsanto.
Monsanto's.
Don't they have the monopoly on seeds?
They
they have a seed bank in Sweden or something like that. You know.
Crazy.
Like we are enslaved and stuff. If you really think about it, we can't go and eat fruit for free like we used to do as a kid. I would eat fruit on trees. We had like grape trees, we had plum trees and orange trees.
Hey, listen, we
had
had
all
cherry
that stuff.
trees and fruit trees around us, but
I
if we
ate all
went in
that
Mr.
stuff.
Jack's yard, they wasn't free.
Not Mr. Jack.
Mr.
Not
Jack
Lightning
needed
Jack,
that
not
fruit for
Juicy
something
Jack.
different.
We had pecan
listen.
trees up in my house. We was able to eat all that stuff for free. I didn't
We would
pay for
love to
food.
go and just grab the cherries off the tree, but certain people had that cherries.
Y'all gonna stop eating my cherry.
Hey, listen, that cherry he used that to make that lightning.
That's crazy.
So,
Hey, Elliot,
Yo,
is there any place on earth that can be considered totally free?
yeah.
What's that going?
You know that spot that they 1995 in the early 90s, that last civilization in the Indian Ocean.
Oh,
Well, you
Are
can't
you-
go
are
over
you
there
aware
because
of that?
they'll shoot you and shit, though.
Exactly, but they're free.
They free. They're free.
They're free.
well, wait, where they get the guns from? Well, they got guns?
No, they
They
got
don't have
bow and
guns.
arrows. They got bow and arrows and shit. And they be
Spears,
fucking
they
motherfuckers up when they go over there. Sorry. They
I
shot
think there's
this
a
one
place in
dude.
the Amazon like that too.
Yeah, so there are, it's like 0.1%, if I can recall, like 0.1% of the world are a little less than that. That's not inhabited by modern society and things of that nature. So there are pockets, yes.
Okay. I can dig that. I can, and I've seen a few documentaries where some European men were rowing down a lake or rowing down a river in the Amazon, and you can see them people on the banks like, yeah, come over here if you want. Come over here. You come over here if you want. You be on this spit. We'll be turning your butt for dinner tonight. Come on over here.
They went over there somewhere and gave them and left a bottle of Coca-Cola and some stuff, trying to get them.
That's
to
crack. Coca-Cola to an indigenous society that don't know nothing about us is crack.
You should have seen them trying to open the bottle with their teeth.
That's wild. Okay, so Son, tell me, who's in control? If we don't have our freedom, who's in control?
That's what I want to know.
That's messed up. We all enslaved, and we don't even know who's enslaving us. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Who you think, Son? Who's in control?
Janet Jackson.
Damn. Now I'm all grown up.
In control.
1814.
got her own life.
What you
Wanna
mean?
make her own
Black
decisions.
outfits. What you mean? Huh?
I
Kenny?
don't know who's in control.
Kenny? Go ahead.
I don't know who's in control. All I can say is the powers that be.
Wow.
The hidden powers that be.
The hidden hand
The hidden hand.
up our back. Jamila, who's in control? Miller?
God's in control.
See, why did I know it? Why did I know she's gonna say it?
Because I don't know who else will be in control. I don't know.
Does God make the money? Does God print money?
No, you don't need money from God. You don't need money.
Okay.
That's a worldly thing. Those are worldly things.
Well, who's in control of this world?
That's what I want to know. Hassan
right.
gonna know the code, so
Hassan. That's hilarious. The code. Hassan, you need to write a book called The Code. Kendo Mickens.
seriously.
Who's in control, my niggas? Okay.
I'm sure they don't. When I say they are in control.
They.
The people of the they.
The people of the they. The
Yeah.
they.
I'll send you that poem one day. They are in control. They tell you things. They tell you, don't get up, don't go over there, don't do this.
I have $1 million question for you, Kenny.
Go.
Why on earth would we listen to them?
Because they are sometimes your family.
Oh, no.
They
Wait
are sometimes your friends.
Wait a minute.
They are sometimes close associates.
Wow.
They
Are they
the government
Lyran?
sometimes.
Are they from Lyran?
They might be from Lyran.
That's crazy.
The
Elliot.
people of the they.
Elliot,
What's up?
who's in control, bro? To your best recollection, who is in control?
As far as on Earth,
Yeah, who's
that's hard
running the
to
show,
say.
man? Who's running the show?
People that we don't see,
Wow.
people that we don't know,
Wow.
they're dictating a lot. The powers that be.
Illuminati.
So it's an unseen bully. It's a bully beating my ass, and I can't even see this mofo.
It may be right in front of you. We just don't know. He may be disguised right in front of us. We don't know.
Well, Jamila's right in front of me. Are you doing this, Jamila?
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm just that's something I couldn't even tell you.
Man, this is deeper. This gets deeper as we go along. We know that we are enslaved. We don't even know who's enslaving us, and yet we go along with the program. That's crazy.
Isn't that the psyop from the last show?
That is the psyop if I've ever heard of one. Hassan, can you help us out, bro? Unmute, my man. You got to unmute. You look like you pantomiming right now. You look like Charlie Chaplin. Woo. Who is in control?
Who's actually okay?
This is your time. You can talk about the Blackamoors.
The Blackamoors are actually in control. The black nobility, the people who run, the people who discover England, the black people of England, the English people, the black Caucasians, the Blackamoors are the people.
The black Caucasians. Is Jamila in a relationship with a black Caucasian?
You know she's not. You know she's not. She's with an Albion Caucasian, a hybrid Caucasian.
What's the difference?
Because the first
What's
Caucasians
the
were black.
Caucasian?
The first people, Caucasian was so-called black. Then then you had the hybrids and stuff, which is people that were made. They were hybrids.
Oh.
The Adamites are actually the hybrids. The Adamites. It was not just one.
Hybrids.
It was a group of people.
Follow
Adamites,
along,
but the
everybody.
Blackamoors are actually the one. The Blackamoors are the ones who's actually running the show. They're the black hidden hand.
So you're saying to us and the whole world that there are actually melanated people behind the scenes running the world and having the lighter looking people take the blame.
Well, yeah, they're the one that the fake Jews are taking the blame from all the stuff.
So you're saying basically Sant could be running the world, and we just think Sant is just a nice woman from Philadelphia.
She could be. She could be.
Sant is out here telling folks go unalive.
Well, we gotta kill people. I mean, unalive.
That's TikTok language. See, they got me messed up.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking regular no more.
Yeah, I gotta correct the word.
The TikTok got me so messed up. I'm using crazy words
Yeah, the
I'm
non-breathers.
not free. My tongue is no longer
Non-breathers.
free.
I'm
It's
gonna
crazy.
start that on TikTok.
So am I done? Or
at
am I
any point,
going more?
at
Can I
any
do more?
point, well,
You
at any
can do
point in
more.
civilization, even when you had the kings, didn't you have to pay taxes? So were
Yeah,
you
but
free?
but see, it wasn't none of that stuff before because people were indigenous. They were with nature and stuff. The religions and stuff brought all this stuff, and they stole our sovereign capacity from the religions. The Blackamoors, the one who create the religions to keep people to not tap into their powers and stuff. They, if you have mental telepathy, you have whatever
Always blaze.
clairvoyance. But that's what they did. They strapped away your superpowers and stuff because so-called black people are able to do magic and stuff. That's why you have the voodoo, the Haitians, the Haitian Revolution. They did magic to win that war. They didn't have guns. They didn't fight with guns. They won based on magic.
So
But
what keeps their magic from keeping them?
Because people don't do magic anymore. Most people think that it's witchcraft. Most
Black
so-called
girls
black
got
people,
magic. They call it black girl magic.
yeah, but they don't do real magic and stuff. They are against
Son,
all that stuff.
I know about black y'all. The black girls got the magic. They call it black girl magic. Now, we've been
But
hearing about this for years.
they don't do real magic and stuff, man. That's just the same.
Hassan,
But
can I just say this to you?
Yes, sir.
You can do magic. You can have anything that you desire.
Yes, you can.
You know darn well when you cast your spell.
Yes.
And
I know this.
Whatever the lyrics say.
Wow.
Oh, now he's talking about a song and shit. Now he's being funny and shit.
He's
Are
being
you
funny.
are
And
you
he's not
gas?
even landing a
Is
joke.
this fucking gaslighting shit that you
He's
usually
gaslighting.
do?
No, because here's the thing, man.
Yes.
When you
What?
talk about who's in control, it's not easy to say who's in control because if they are running things and moving in secrecy, I don't think they would just put it out and say, yeah, we doing
They
this.
don't.
We hear Illuminati.
It's called a hidden hand. They don't.
We
You don't
hear-
know. Did you know that? Did you actually know that the Moors fought over this country with the other black people? Did you know this?
I did.
Okay.
Hell, they got a picture of one of the Moors in the crossing the Delaware with George Washington. So,
But
I mean, yeah.
But George Washington was a Blackamoor. All those presidents were Blackamoors. They wasn't with the indigenous people.
I didn't say he wasn't or what.
The
I did not say he was.
It was
wasn't
called the
there a guy
Iroquois
in that
Federation.
picture, or that they painted in that picture that crossed the Delaware with him?
Yeah, I understand.
What
But
kind of
most people-
federation was it called? Say that again.
The Iroquois Federation.
And who were they?
They were the indigenous Americans, the so-called black people, called the Iroquois. Like California is named after Queen Khalifa. That's what I was going to tell that lady.
Queen Latifah.
Queen Khalifa.
Oh, okay.
I mean Queen Khalifa, who was a melanated woman. California is named after her.
So Kenny, wouldn't a better question be, why aren't we in control of ourselves?
Like I said before, I think through volunteerism, we've enslaved ourselves.
We've submitted. You know how you hit the button submit?
Just take like your cell phone. A lot of people, the first thing they do when they get up in the morning, they grab their cell phone. So they've enslaved themselves to their cell phone.
True.
You got people who can't
Not
go.
just cell phone, entertainment too, as well.
Entertainment, cell phone, a lot of things. They can't go 5 minutes before
Church,
they checking their phone.
Entertainment.
So some things we've volunteered ourselves into this slavery. So,
but that's the whole thing. We volunteered. The indigenous people volunteered from the very beginning because they thought the other people was colonizers coming over to help them. Then they realized they were taking things from them because they told them they was going to help them do certain things, and that's not what happened. So
I got a bit of a question because our friend again, Kanye, said something controversial years ago when he said that slavery was a choice. But Kenny, you just basically said we're choosing slavery.
Two things. One, what he was talking about is a little bit different than what I was just speaking
No,
on.
How?
no, he wasn't. How's it
How?
different?
Well, when he talked of slavery, like on plantations and picking cotton, he's saying that's what he was talking about. What I just talked about was something that you don't have to. I can get rid of my cell phone plan. I can not choose to buy a house and have a mortgage
But you
to pay.
don't. But
So-
you don't. Kenny, hold on.
And I
Let me
just
go
said
back and
that's
forth with
something
you for a second.
volunteered myself
Let
into.
me go back and forth with you for a second. Number one, you don't get rid of your cell phone plan, just like you didn't walk off of that plantation in 1745. What's good?
No, but people did. Some people
So
made
in
that
other
choice.
words, it was a choice to stay.
No.
What do you mean
In
no?
some situations, yeah. But again, the way he was saying it,
Was that it was a choice to stay.
in some
Kenny?
cases, it wasn't people's choices.
Listen, man, you know, it really boils down to this. You can live for something or die for something. Number one,
right.
None of us here on this illustrious panel knew we were coming to this world. None of us. This world wasn't promised to
didn't.
none of us, right? And we get here, and then we start coveting the world that we're in, even though we're all infinite beings, right? And didn't know we were coming here. So when it's time for your monkey ass to leave, a lot of people stick around. They kowtow. They shuck and jive because they scared of the next realm per se, even though you didn't know you were coming here.
Well,
you didn't know you were coming here. So why would you
You know
stay
you was coming.
enslaved in a
But-
place that you didn't even know you were coming to?
because maybe you don't want to unalive yourself like you just did.
Well, then unalive some of them fools while you're on your way out.
There you go. That part.
In the
You
name
can.
of that
I
term.
mean, I've wondered why some people haven't. But again, when you talk about what Kanye was talking about, I think the concept of what he was putting it in was people chose to be battered and bruised and treated unfairly.
Kenny,
They
that's
chose.
what happened, Kenny. That's what happened. Because they could have walked away.
You're saying
They could have been killed, or they could have killed while they were being walked away.
They could have, yeah, but sometimes that choice is.
All right, let's put it
now
like
I
this.
choose to
I'm gonna tack
unalive
you down. I'm gonna tack you down
and
right
my
here.
kid. I'm not gonna back down.
We're gonna tack this down right here. Check this out. So let's say they bring back slavery today. You know, Trump is all about that life. Let's say he
Yes.
makes a proclamation right now that all y'all niggas is slaves again, like literal cattle slavery again.
Here's
Are
where the
you
problem
going?
with
Hold
that.
on, Kenny. Let
Go
me
ahead.
land.
Yeah.
Are you sticking around for that?
Here's the problem where that comes in.
Nigga, answer the goddamn question.
Listen, here's the problem. So I can choose to fight my way out of it. And the thing that held those people was, what is going to happen to my family? A lot of times it wasn't just
Same thing.
it wasn't just what was going to happen to you. That slavery, the unfortunate thing of that is we're not just coming in here and grabbing you.
Okay. Let's go a step
That
further.
applies right now.
Let's go a step further. Let's say it's enacted right now. Cattle slavery is back for your nigga ass, and your family wants to stay. You're not letting me land. You're not letting me land. You're not letting me land.
Go ahead,
Your
land.
family wants to stay, so you staying in the slavery, right?
No,
What you? Well, then you contradict.
because you just gave me my personal choice is I'm not.
So you leaving and your family stays, yeah?
What's leaving? Leaving might be me rushing out and fighting.
Leaving is everything from you dying to moving to the moon.
Then I'm leaving.
Okay. All right. That's all I want to know.
But that's my
So then
personal
it was a choice then, Kenny.
No, it
You're
wasn't
making
a
a
choice
choice
like
to
that.
leave.
That's easy revisionist history.
Just
sit up there and say
talk about
they
right
could have just
now.
walked away or they could have
Jamil,
died their way out.
This is your relative, Jamil.
Listen.
Because you're oversimplifying it.
I ain't so over. Hey, look, you know what? It's life or death. Very simple. It's life or death.
Yes.
You trying to come and shackle me up, nigga? You dying and so am I. What you talking?
Again,
What
so
you
Yes.
it's
talking about?
easy to say what they would
What
Yes.
you
have
talking
done.
about, bro?
It's
I'm
easy
not.
to
I'm
say
not
that
afraid to
now,
leave this particular existence because I know that energy never dies. I'm not afraid of a heaven or hell, bro. That's not my
but
shtick. Like I know that
that's
I'm an
just
infinite
you.
being. I've been
Let's
here. I'm
say
going to be here.
let's say your parent or your significant other might say, I want to live here for the kids. I don't want to live in this, but I'm gonna try to fight
Listen,
and make it
I
better.
love my family, homie, but my family, I'm not a Christian, and all my family are. So I'm already gone
It's
as
not
far as
it,
they're
it
concerned. Like I'm already on
again, that's
something
I
else. Like,
think
what you
that's
talking about, Willis?
oversimplifying it and is easy revisionist history.
I'm talking about right now. Forget the history. If they enacted slavery again right now, which we have a man in office that would not surprise me if those type of things came out of his mouth. What are we talking
It
about? We're
wouldn't.
talking about right now.
Again, that still would kind of come down to, all right, this ain't gonna get better for us, or we have to fight our way out. I can't make a choice for Jamila. I gotta I gotta say, hey, listen, this is what I'm gonna do. Now, are you
Jamila's
with me?
capable of making her own choices. I promise you that.
Facts.
He sure
Again,
But
is.
that's what he's talking about. He's talking about you individually, no one else. Only you can make the decision.
see, I don't
Regardless,
think you
it's
can
still a
think.
choice.
I think with that system, it wasn't just like you had a lot of people that if they came to an individual person, they could have smashed that individual person. But now more people come and now the village is in trouble. So you can't just say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to kill this white man for me," because now it affects you and people in your
So
family.
here's a bit of courtesy. Here's a bit of courtesy. Here's a bit of courtesy. Before I go and wreck shop, I would have a meeting with the village. Hey guys,
We just said that.
I'm about to fuck
I
this nigga
damn
up.
sure just said that.
I'm about to fuck this old white T man the fuck up because he
I
talking about
just
enslaving me.
said that.
Now, here's the thing.
You
Y'all can
gaslight this
fuck
shit
him
out
up
of
with
you.
me, or y'all
Hold
can stay
on.
here. What are y'all doing?
And
We
what if
stay,
they say
we
we can't?
staying. We like our
You
cheesesteaks.
put it
I
on
just
me,
had a
I'm gonna put it on
cheesesteak with
you.
mushrooms. I'm
Hold
staying.
on. You just
I
asked me
likes
that
it
same
here.
exact question. I'm gonna put the scenario on you. What would you do if your family said I'm staying?
I'm out. Fuck you mean, bro? I already done told
I
you I'm
said
the
the
black
exact
sheep.
same thing.
I'm the black, white, red, blue, orange. I'm the other. I've been the other, bro, since Kamak Street. What you mean?
But if I just
And
said the
I
same
love my
exact thing,
people. Don't get me wrong. I would go to my people. I say, hey, look, y'all, it's happening again. I'm out. I'm
mm,
about to cut this guy's throat. We out. We getting out.
that's
We out. We going
interesting.
to the moon tonight. Eyes
That's
lacking
extremely
here.
interesting.
Hey, what about church service on Sunday? Church service?
That's extremely interesting. Somebody said that already.
You gotta get gas.
Somebody said that. Said that exact same thing.
Said what?
Said what?
What's the name about to smoke
Exactly
weed?
what you said. That
What was that? That was
you would call your family and have that meeting and say, "Hey, listen, this is what I'm going to do.
But the
Be
problem
with
gonna
me."
be it's gonna be one family member that's gonna be cool with the slavery.
Yeah, it is.
Like Kenny. Thanks gonna be Kenny.
Or Hassan. Hey Hassan, all of us don't have trips to go to Lyron.
Hey,
I
yo,
just
that was
told
a
you what I
low
would
Kenny.
do.
blow, son.
All of us here, you know what? It
What?
wouldn't happen to Hassan because he'll start telling him about Kevin Barringer and some
Oh,
other
you
goddamn
see how you
professor.
disrespecting Kevin Barringer? That's
Then
hard.
they
That's
get to
crazy.
He
flip
would
out and
say,
beat
Kevin
them like
Barringer
Toby.
told me I can't do that.
Hey,
And they would
Kevin's a good
disrespect
guy,
Hassan.
man. How dare you disrespect Kevin Barringer like
They
that? That's
would they
crazy.
would respect the shit out of Kevin Barringer and say, you know what, Hassan, we just gonna walk
I'm
away
gonna tell you
and
what,
you do
Kevin
what you
Barringer
do.
would be slitting throats too. I know Kevin.
Sure
Trust
would.
and
He would
believe.
not be fucking enslaved at
No, he
all.
wouldn't. He ain't
Point
None
taking
of
of
up.
that
it
shit.
being, if like you said, if they tried to reenact it and you saying, I gotta fight this out, you still do have to say, hey family, this is what we gonna have to do.
It's a courtesy call, and it ain't gonna be a long meeting. I'm not suffering food.
Hey, listen, You think Harriet Tubman gave that courtesy call, and
And
some
she
cat
said
said,
she couldn't take
some
first of
more.
cat
all,
said, I can't make it. Some cat said,
everybody.
before Hassan go into
Saying
lyranist
Hassan was his
revisionist
son.
history,
Wow.
before he go into his
I was gonna.
lyranist Blackamoor history, I'm just saying,
Okay.
Harriet
Okay,
Tubman
you're right.
said, "Hey, listen, let's get up out of here." And some
Yes.
cat said, I can't either make the journey or I'm not going to make the journey.
Facts.
It
What were
happens.
you gonna say, Hassan?
Harriet Tubman wasn't real. She was a made up character.
Okay, cool.
That's what I would
And
say.
so was Abraham Lincoln.
So let me ask you this
all the
here,
rest of
Hassan.
Huh.
So
Listen
the
to
question
Son.
I always, Hassan, the question I always had was, wasn't she old? And if you're that old, how are you that mobile?
Oh,
Well, that was back then.
look
That
at
ain't got,
Jamila.
Wow, Elliot,
that
really?
ain't got nothing to do with
That's a
how old.
question. It's a question.
Question.
I don't know the answer.
She said, wow, Elliot.
He
Why
just said the old people can't be.
What do you mean she was old?
And what? Yeah, and
She did it for years.
What made her old?
I'm asking a question like whether of just of age, of a certain age, right? And
I don't think she decided to roll out as
But
a
I'm trying to
senior.
figure out why is that
Here's the
even
question. Would Oprah Winfrey, at Oprah Winfrey's age, would she be able to lead slaves hundreds of miles to Canada? Would Oprah be doing that?
Yes.
Oh,
And they didn't have to go
No.
to Canada. They eventually ended up in Canada, but I think she went to Philadelphia or
Well, you
But
had to
that's-
get to the northern states. We still talking hundreds of miles through the woods and the wilderness.
she
You
was
know
in
the
like
weirdest part of all
Maryland.
this
First of all,
stuff?
we not on their level. We weren't like them. That's
Ooh.
one.
Ooh.
We can't even walk to the store.
They not like us.
They're not like us. First of all, we are not on the same level as what they were back then. They were used to things like that. They were laborers.
Son is right.
So
We ain't half the
compare
people
them
that they
to us.
were.
And I don't know if she was 40, 50, even if she was 50, she wasn't like a alleged person.
In other words, Kenny, Son saying Harriet Tubman at 50 would sprint you, would do laps on you.
Basically.
Probably.
But Hassan,
But she also would
Hassan
be.
said something profound. He said it's made up. I'm just trying to dig into.
Why you say it's made up, Hassan?
Because that's what a lot of historians talk about, how she was made. She was a psyop, just like Martin Luther King was a psyop, or he was part of the Boule. She was.
Now that is true. Martin Luther King was Boule. He was a not a Kappa. He was an Alpha.
The Jews put him in his position and stuff. You know,
I can't go against that because Martin Luther King was a part of the Boule, and the Boule is the Divine Nine. He was an Alpha. Yeah, that's facts. I mean,
okay, so what did he do?
Being a part of the Divine Nine,
so what did he do? I don't care if he was a part of the Philadelphia Zoo.
Oh,
what did he do?
I hear you, son.
What did he do?
We put labels on people. Okay, I can put somebody in a position to do you wrong, but if they switch up to try to change their mind, so nobody has free will. Like nobody has ever been put in a position to do something that was corrupt and say, "Hey, this ain't right. Let me switch this." Or I can make you think that I am going to sit there.
And that's when they took him out of here.
And that's when they killed him. When he
that's when they took him out of here.
But every black character is fake.
Diminished.
She's starting to believe Hassan is a goddamn psyop.
We have absolutely nothing, right? Okay.
Hey, listen.
Kenny said Hassan is a psyop.
Let me do the math here.
We have absolutely nothing. We have nobody. We
talk
slaves. Slaves. We ran over to the ship when it docked. We jumped on the boat.
I hear you, son.
I got a guy.
I hear you, son.
To get us.
Son,
I know a guy that tells me
we gonna have
it wasn't the white people.
Treat us real good.
It was the Blackamoors. Harriet Tubman ain't real. Martin Luther King ain't real. You can do this and all that. Real. Who is starting to sound like a goddamn psyop?
Ooh. They calling you a psyop, son.
Dark
That's
shadow.
crazy. They say you be out in Beverly Hills with them white tea people. You ain't real.
I'm not with no white tea people, okay? I'm just telling you the facts of certain education, because if you think about every bit of our education, the education that we know is built by the system that's telling us what to think. So
You give them
it's
too much.
built-
You give them too much credit.
Hold on.
Hold
Watch
on.
this.
Definitely, you give them too much
What
credit.
what about
none
Martin?
of
Too
What
us-
much
about
credit. What
Malcolm
are you
X,
talking
Hassan?
about?
Was he real?
Hold on. The Rothschilds are the ones who formulated that education system, Jewish people who are taking our place. So if you don't think they're doing psyops on us, they taking our place, but they don't give us real information. That don't
Hey,
make
Hassan,
sense.
what about Martin Luther King? I mean, what about Malcolm X and Fred Hampton? I'm sure you got something on them too.
Nothing on them. They wasn't with the bullshit, homie.
Fred Hampton got killed for speaking, truth to power.
But Martin
Yeah,
Luther
They
King,
but I'm
wasn't with
sure
the
got
Hassan
bullshit.
is
killed. Just because
psyopter.
you get killed doesn't mean that you.
You're
Well, I
killed
think,
Do
because
you
of
know?
the
First
reason.
of all,
You're a threat.
son,
You're a threat
son,
against
do you
I
know
think-
real history about Martin? Do you know really about Martin Luther King? Did you know that he didn't die when he got shot? Did you know that?
he died at the hospital.
He died in
What's
a
the
lack
point
of
of
care in the
all that?
hospital. Yeah, what is
He
the
died
Where are you
because
going
we've
with
been
this?
given
Does that
information
diminish
that's
what
not
he
true.
Well, you know
We
what,
are
son?
given
I think
information
what he's
that's not
saying.
true.
I think what he's
So
trying
you
to say
want
is
the-
that at the end of Martin's life, he started talking that real gangster stuff, and that's why the
He
system
talked
killed
about
him.
getting money.
When he was talking
He started-
about being peaceful and nonviolent, and they can like bite us with dogs and blow up our children in churches, that was cool because we were nonviolent. The moment he started flipping that speech, it was like, "Yo, I'm leading my people into a burning house." He died a couple months later. They killed him, I should say.
I mean,
months later.
I understand that, but
When he talked about getting the money, that's when they killed him because he's talking about we owe money. And that's when he started doing it. He changed the script on their ass, and they didn't like that shit.
Well, you could use the same playbook with
Did he
Kennedy,
change
even though
the
he's not our
script, or
people.
did he?
The
did he
moment
develop into
Kennedy
more?
said that he wanted to take the U.S. off of the gold system, they blew his head off a month later, literally.
It wasn't just that.
So the black
It was
people
more than that because he knew.
What you said, Jamil? You break it up a little bit, Miller. You broke up. Say it again. Wow.
We
She
can't
speaks
hear
in
you.
Because
tongues.
he said this was run by black Moor people or black somebody, the black
Blackamoors.
Caucasians.
The Blackamoors. They called.
So like, why would like I don't understand that don't make sense. But at what point do we uplift ourselves? Even if we have leaders, y'all diminish them. Like, where was it ever a time black people was for black people?
Because we don't know who we are, because we don't have a nation. We're not one. We're not like when you get a group of people together, they can say, "I'm Italian, I'm German, I'm this." You get black people together, what do you say? "I'm black." It's like we don't have anything to hold on to. That's a part of our history.
The Blackamoors are actually different from us, though. We're indigenous to the Americas. The Blackamoors are actually from England. They're European. They're the first
But
black.
even with that,
they're the black European. They wasn't with us.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just saying we don't have an identity that we could say this is who we are. We just don't.
Well, when we was in America, we did, because we said we was a part of the Amaru Khan.
But we don't know that, though. We don't know it.
We don't know that collectively.
Right.
Elliot, let me ask you a question. We're about to wrap it up, but let me ask you a question, Elliot. Why are we so obedient? The fuck?
That was beat into it. I mean, when you see the effects of not being obedient and what can happen to you, and it's instilled. It's just perpetual. It's perpetual. It runs perpetually. It's concurrent. It's just going to keep going and going and going and going and going.
So in other words, we traumatized from the plantation. Y'all better not run off the plantation. Y'all better not go nowhere.
We don't know nothing else. Like, what else do we understand? What else do we know?
Sandra, you too far off the field now. You better come on back here.
The plantation is the prison.
Woo.
Right. So
Like,
it's
what do we know?
fear.
What else do we know? You have to have something to compare and contrast. If you don't have anything to compare and contrast, you're just going to live the normal life you live.
I like it. Sant, why are we so obedient? Like, why are we what? Who we listening to? You were grown. I've known you since you were a young, beautiful butterfly. You're a grown woman now. Why are we so obedient and we don't even know who we obeying? What's that?
Fear of the unknown.
Oh yeah. Not really even the unknown. It's the what if.
The what if?
You're taught to be obedient from a child on up.
Who?
Obedience from a child. You obeyed your parents, you obeyed their rules. Then you got old enough to know the laws of the land, so you obeyed the laws of the land, or you knew it had consequences. So that's why we obey, because there are consequences for not obeying.
Kendo Mickens, why are you so obedient? Boy, you're an obedient man.
I have been known as Mr. Opposite my whole life.
Yeah, you have. I told somebody that today. Hey, Hassan, didn't I tell you that today, Hassan?
Yep.
I told Hassan that today.
And I can't be Mr. Obedient if I'm Mr. Opposite. Isn't that kind of opposite of each other or juxtaposed against each other? So I'm Mr. Opposite. So when you say this, why are we so obedient? I don't necessarily follow that script.
Okay. All right. Jamila, why are we, not you, but why are we so obedient?
Because, like she said, because the consequences. And people don't want to be the problem because, I'm the problem. Because I'm not a herd thinker.
No, you're not.
So I don't really, I'm very much not. So people just don't like to be the problem, is what I think.
That's solid. Mr. Negus man.
Yes, sir.
Why are we so obedient, homie?
We don't have knowledge of self. That's why.
Oh.
We have taken who we are has been taken away and stripped from us. Because if we knew we were fighters and stuff and we had all this power, we wouldn't give a shit. We would fucking fight back. But our power has been taken away from us. Really.
Kind of like if you knew you were an infinite being, you wouldn't worry about this particular plane of existence.
Yeah. You knew if you knew you had powers, had the power to create and shit, you wouldn't be going for none of this shit. You like, fuck these niggas. I'm not doing this shit. None of this.
Okay, we rapping. But let me just ask Elliot this last thing. What would a revolution, what would a rebellion look like?
Now that's a good question.
Like Gil Scott Heron said, won't be televised.
Woo!
He did say that.
So what it would look
won't
like,
be on TV.
It would be anarchy. It would be chaotic. It would be anarchy.
It'd be disobedience.
All the above. I mean, look at Ferguson. Look at George Floyd. Look at all that.
Those are acts, though, man. To be honest,
it's still a depiction of what the society would look like.
It's a microcosm.
Okay, I got that.
Mm-hmm.
I got that.
All right.
And what's crazy is, think of this, fellas. I was at both locations when it happened.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
You're the spark.
But I'm about to say, you might be telling us a little too much, El. Well, hold on now.
Yeah, I was, man, if you see all the footage I have, you'll be like, what the hell? Were you part of the video crew or the news crew? Like, nah, I just was rolling through. I saw both situations. Not so much George Floyd, but I was there the exact day it happened. That's a story to that, but I was in the mix of Ferguson.
Yeah.
Yep. It was to the point where a friend of mine saw me on TV when she was at the airport in Dallas. She saw me on TV.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, listen, this has been Riveting. This has been eye-opening. This has been. We have a choice, ladies and gentlemen. Kenny don't think there's much of a choice, but you got a choice. Like, I ain't going to tell you to unalive yourself. I'm not saying that. But I'm
What are you
definitely
gonna do?
Now, go ahead. You filibustering me. Go ahead, Kenny.
Because you keep singling me out. You know I'm Mr. Howard.
Oh yeah,
You know
you
I ain't
gonna
gonna
get
let you
singled
just get
out.
away with that
Oh, it
shit.
feels not good.
I mean, that sounds like hurt dogs holler type
Hurt
scenario.
dogs don't
Syndrome.
holler. The wheel sometimes has to squeak.
That's a syndrome. You
No,
got
sir. No, sir.
Mr.
Can't let you
Opposite.
besmirch me like that.
Besmirched. I love that word. That's hilarious. We do have a choice. It may be a rough choice for some. It may be a no-brainer for others, like myself. We have a choice. Yes, I am here just like everybody else. I ain't better than nobody. I ain't less than nobody. I'm right here in the mix with everybody else. But you best believe if I make a choice one day, you'll see me on that thing. He done made a choice. Ma, Joe Miller be like, Ma, come here, but that's my friend Dom. He made a choice. And you'll see me riding down the 405 because I done made a choice.
We'll be right behind you with the choices.
You know what I'm talking about. Let's before we go, let's hit our little segment. What's on your chest, Jamila? What's on your chest?
Nothing. Relaxation is on my chest. I'm off week, so I'm just relaxation is on my chest.
Tribe Called Quest, electric relaxation. I'm with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elliot, what's on your chest as you traverse? You in the East Coast area. What's on your chest, homie?
Oh, man. About to smoke some weed.
Just
you smoke weed? Oh man, that's why you.
Well, we weren't talking to you yet, Hassan. We're talking to Elliot. Go ahead, Elliot.
Just having these conversations, that's a good thing, just to expand the mind and just to have dialogue, open dialogue. So
yes.
Yeah, man.
We have to agree on everything, but just expand your thoughts.
There you go.
That's what we're here for. Yeah. I told Hassan earlier today, I said, listen, man, this thing that we do every week, it's not necessarily for us. There is a young person that will come across this information tonight, next year, 3,000 years from now, and they may be the spark. Jamila's rhetoric and her fire and her energy may spark that young child that is not even born yet. And so that is why it's done. I'm dead ass. Like, I ain't worried about these folks. I ain't worried about their cliques. But I am worried about the future. I ain't even got no kids. How's about that?
Right on.
That's true.
Right on.
Sant, what is on your chest?
To the future kids that's coming along. Now.
See,
they won't have this problem.
Right.
What's on my chest is people don't know how to drive.
What? Right. They're not going to
drive. People don't know how to drive, and the parking sucks. That's what's on my chest. So
can I explain to you, and Hassan can contest to this. I should say attest to this. In Los Angeles, where I sit and do some writing every day of the week, and Hassan comes and has some tea or coffee with me and some good conversation, there is a driverless car that goes by every 4 minutes. At least one, a driverless car. There's nobody in it. At least every 4 minutes. Am I lying, Hassan?
No, not lying at all.
We are in it, so you ain't gonna have to worry too much longer about people driving. People ain't gonna be driving nothing.
Sure ain't.
Did you see the guy that got stuck in the car that was
I saw that. It was a black man. It was a melanated man. I saw that.
He got stuck in the car doing what?
It was going in circles.
Yeah.
At the airport. He couldn't get out.
I think he was getting nauseous or something.
It's crazy.
Yes.
And
so the company here, not any type of advertisement for them, but it's called Waymo. And forget Uber and Lyft. They're done. They're dinosaurs at this point. You don't need nobody to drive the car. The car will come, pull up, you get in, and it will take you to your destination.
But I don't
Waymo.
know if that's going to
You
take
mean they
off or not.
doing
I don't think it's
Waymo?
What do
going to
you
take
mean?
off.
It's all over Los Angeles.
Are
It's
they
already
doing
taken off.
Waymo?
Los Angeles is a make-believe place,
That's
so
hilarious.
Right? You know what? It
it's
ain't
definitely
real.
going to be cool there, but
That's
ain't nobody
hilarious.
doing that down here.
Nah, 'cause
Well,
they,
you know, they start here first with a lot of stuff.
They
It's
do.
coming to, hey, it's coming to
And there
Camden.
also a lot of stuff that stay there.
That's hilarious.
that's right. Because you see them cars that with the food in it, right? Them little things with the food in it. They
We
keep
got
turning-
those, the
Food trucks.
robots. We got the
in
robots that
New York, they keep turning them over and taking the food out.
hilarious.
Oh, really?
We got those here too, the little robots that
Yeah.
ride up. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they destroying them in New York. So
Really?
Hilarious.
You mean
Yeah.
the little? They look the little. The
They
little.
got the little look like the headlights look like eyes. You know what we
Yeah,
talking about?
those
They're all
things.
over LA.
They be taking them. Oh man, those people are
Yes.
smart as hell.
The East
Shit.
Coast is a whole
let
nother
them bring them
animal.
For
down. Let them
real.
bring them to Philly.
That's over.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, that won't work.
No,
in
it
Philly.
will be a wrap for the first rollout. That's real.
I guess
That's
if
real.
people-
You got to get the human, but just like anything, you get the little monkey humans used to stuff. You used to it now, little monkey?
Yep.
We used to this all used to be science fiction. Everything we doing right now.
That is
This used to be on
true.
Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're doing it.
I never thought that I would be looking at somebody on the phone talking to them.
You see that?
That's
When
true
I-
too,
when that
but
first
it
happened,
gotta
I'm like-
stop right here. Like it gotta stop. It can't go no further.
When that
Can
first
it
happened,
stop?
when I first on that phone,
I
I'm
don't
like,
know,
no
because
way.
I just went to a larger bed to wash my blankets, and it was you could do it right off your phone, like start the washing machine.
Here's the question.
It was no quarters.
I have that. I have that.
That
Oh,
was
really?
crazy to
Okay.
me.
I have that for the house.
Here's the question,
That is
Jamila.
crazy.
Can you put your phone down for 24 hours?
Absolutely, I can.
Oh man. Okay.
Inshallah.
I wish I could.
I love
Damn kids
movies.
be
I love
calling me.
TV. I love all that stuff. So I just get lost
Okay.
in it.
Wait. Can you turn the TV off, put the phone down
Hell yeah.
for 24 hours? See, you want to transfer the energy somewhere. No.
A week.
Yes, Nancy. She's thinking
Yeah,
about it.
I do it every year for 30 days.
Okay, Ramadan. Okay, now.
Yes. So I can. Now outside of Ramadan, I don't know about that.
That's hilarious.
That's
Elliot
a
Young.
bit much.
What's
What
on
up?
your chest?
Oh, like I was saying, the fact that you have, think about it, 5 people on a podcast, 5 different locations of the country, 5 different backgrounds, and you're able to have a meaningful conversation with different opinions, but it's just the decorum. That's what's important, being able to have conversations and respectfully. That's what I enjoy.
Well, as long as we keep Hassan in check, we good. Hassan's the one that always kills the decorum.
Well, no, Hassan brings a different energy.
I'm just kidding.
I know
kidding.
you are. I know you
I'm
are.
just
I know you are. It's necessary.
Kendo Mickens, what's on your chest, homie?
The hokey pokey,
Wow.
or should I say the tariff hokey pokey?
You know, it's
We
gonna
have
be-
a dude in the White House who puts the tariff in, he takes
Just
the
to take
tariff
it
out, he puts the
Put the
tariff
tariff
in,
in,
and
and he
Take
shake
it
make
all
my
up.
401 all about that mother flower.
Do the Tarapoki in, you turn yourself around.
And he's
Yes.
now turned himself around and backing down from China.
That's what it's all about.
It's a game, man. I
Man.
don't know how to play the game.
Talking with my money man, he don't even like him.
Anybody got food stamps for sale? Because
Right.
I just bought $208 worth of groceries that fit in one bag.
I'm down with some food stamps.
Damn.
Where'd you go?
Need to
Fit in
move
one
then.
bag is crazy.
Where'd you go? Whole
Yes.
Foods?
I'm
Man,
exaggerating, but
you
it's
got
still the
brisket.
same.
You must got
You
brisket.
said you got brisket.
My
I
groceries
get no
has
damn
been going
brisket. I
down.
got some salmon and some fish and some snacks. Is what I'm
Hey.
saying.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah,
My
no, that's
groceries
crazy.
I know
is
exactly what you're talking
down.
about.
I've never spent $208. I had to get olive oil. That was $15. I mean, shit is up. So
Yeah.
let's not think
No,
that
it's
we're
facts.
going to
They have to look
Aldi's.
at
to lock
Not
in the
mine. Mine's
sardines
is
now.
down.
Oh,
No,
where you
not
shopping at?
mine.
You shopping at the
And
halal
ShopRite,
store?
and I grocery prices has gone down for me.
Oh, Allah's on your side. Chill.
I ain't spend $10 on no eggs.
Oh, I don't buy eggs.
I'm
How
just
many eggs
saying,
did you get?
grocery is not
3?
the same. And olive oil has
Lucy
a dozen.
eggs. They selling
You
eggs
buying
by
them
the
eggs? I'm
Lucy.
selling eggs like Lucy's now.
Yeah, on the corner.
Eggs is
3 for
high in the
$5.
morning.
Miller,
3
Miller,
for
what's on your chest, Miller? Did I ask you that?
Freedom.
yeah.
I'm old. I'm getting
It's the
old.
Lyran.
I'm
I'm getting
already
old.
old. Oh, they pretty.
It's the Lyran.
Uh,
I'm already
Dark
old.
shadow.
The Lyran.
Hassan, Negus, man, what's on your chest, homie?
Just living in abundance, living in the experience of gratitude, and living in the experience of love.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm about.
And he about to
Yeah.
become one with that tree right now.
Wow. He hugs
Right?
trees. You go to his Instagram, he's hugging a tree, literally.
No,
See,
he
it-
said
Man's in a
he was
Now I
relationship
know
with
what
trees.
he
the
was about to light
trees
up one. He said
mean.
he was about to light
Oh,
up a
that
tree.
Elliot
That was a
about to, that's
cool.
Elliot was about to light up a tree. I heard him in his conversation when he was talking.
I ain't mad at him.
Nah, I'm not mad at
Exactly.
him.
That's
Man,
either.
why I'm saying.
you snitching?
All this time,
I
you
ain't
talking about go.
snitching.
He said you
He
snitching.
said that wasn't him that said that, but I know I saw his mouth say that.
Well, wait, was that
I-
you, Hassan?
I said that Elliot's
He's-
about to, because I heard him say something about some weed. I mean, you guys didn't hear him, but I heard his conversation with somebody else, and I heard it. But I don't know where Elliot is.
That boy
Not
snitching.
putting Elliot on blast.
Right.
Elliot ain't got no problem.
Not
Man.
Elliot. Not Elliot.
Clean
Hey,
cut
Hassan.
L?
Well, I smoke
Lyrans
weed
get
too.
leaned on.
Wow. That's hilarious.
Kenny,
All right, so listen, man.
hold on.
I
Kenny,
got something to get off my
okay,
chest.
yeah, get it off your chest. Kenny will be a
I
slave.
want
Get
to
that off your chest.
piggyback what Hassan said about gratitude, because again, this little thing back here, this little television series, where I had a billboard in Times Square last weekend with my name on it and that TV show. Like what? Like, huh? I'm completely grateful to the Almighty, the universe, to my cohorts, to everyone that watched the show, that will watch the show. You understand me? Like, I'm living my best life. That's what I have to get
Right.
off my. You best
All right.
believe it. Yes. Yes.
All
That's
right.
Did you take a
Needs to
picture
be
and
said.
stuff?
Good job. That's
Congratulations.
what's up.
Can we
Congrats.
see this? Can we see this picture of this
He didn't send
the
you. I thought
billboard?
he sent us a picture.
I'm not prepared to put it up right now. You should have said that earlier. It's on my
I
phone.
thought he sent the picture to us, Hassan.
I did.
I don't know if he
It's
did.
on my phone.
He did. I seen it.
I seen it.
I,
Yeah.
I thought he sent. I don't know if he sent it just to me, but I thought he sent it to the
There
to
we
the
go.
two of us.
No, he didn't send it to me.
What's that right there?
That's it right there. That's the Times Square billboard with my TV show, Left or Right. It's now being seen on Tubi. Yeah.
Tubi.
Yeah. So
right.
everyone go and check that out.
Tubi.
Yes, I watched
Really
it.
grateful. And shout out to the executive producer, Yvette Owens.
Yvette Owens. Okay.
Yes. Yes. She watches the show. And shout out to my mama. Hi, Mom. Hi, Usher Ann.
Hey.
My mom told me to tell you, Hassan, and you, Kenny, hello.
So
Hey,
I
she don't
said,
never say hi to me.
hello.
Well, but
Hi.
she don't be knowing that you be here all the time. These two fools been around a long time. But I'm sure she'll be like, you tell Sandra I said hi.
Tell her it's always
And
great
we
to
talk
hear
about you,
from
Jamila.
one
She
of
said,
my
that's Jamila. That's
the
Jamila.
Mac Street
Fire.
mothers.
That's Jamila. She's a fiery one. I said, yes, she is, Mom. I love her, though. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to wrap it. But again, appreciation is on my chest. And now it's off. So
Okay.
please come back again.
I'm back
You'll see
again.
how we do.
We
You
do.
heard the conversation. You know we ain't scared. What we scared of? Right. So we'll see you again next week for another grand installation of Opinionation. All right?
Right. Peace.
Deuces.